Hello. Alright, guys. So we are waiting. Hi, Sushila. Hi. Good morning. We are waiting for a few more participants to join the session, and then let's see how many of you can do this. The rule is simple. We need to solve this problem. We need to calculate for the shaded region area, and you need to give the answers along with the correct explanations. And once we are going to have the correct answers along with the explanation, then we will move to the next question. That's it. So let's see how many of you can do this. I'm just waiting for the correct answers along with the correct approach. Let's just wait for a few more participants to join the session. It has been just 1 minute right now, so we can see a circle and we need to solve for the shaded region area. Also, one more thing I want to add: don't do you need not to give the answers in terms of decimals. You can give the exact answer either in fractions or in terms of in terms of pi. So both are acceptable. Don't use the pi as 3.14 or don't try to give the answers in decimal form. Exact answers are enough for this. So I'm just waiting for a few more participants to join the session, then we'll discuss this. Let's see how many of you can do this. Hi Siddharth. Hi, thanks for joining Siddharth. We need to solve for the shaded region area, guys. It has been more than 3 minutes and no one has given the correct answer till now. Alright, so we have one answer. Ali Akbar said 25 pi. Alright, Ali, that could be a correct answer, but you need to share your logic also, that what was your approach, how you processed about this problem, so that would be helpful for others to understand. I'll explain. I'll give the correct answer also along with the correct approach. But whomsoever is giving the answer, they need to give the correct approach along with that. Alright, so we have Anusha. Anusha said 50 pi. Ali said 25 pi. Alright. 125 pi. Three of the users have given the answer and all of them has given different answers. Vasudev has said 125 pi. Okay. We'll wait for a few more answers and then I'll explain and I'll give the correct answer. 50 pi. R. Kushwaha said 50 pi. It is okay. So we have two participants who have given the answer as 50 pi. One with 25 and one with 125 pi. Let's see who is going to have the correct approach. Guys, I need the correct approach along with your correct answers. If you are thinking that your answers are correct. One, two, three, four. Only 4 users. 50 pi. Okay. We have one more user who says 50 pi. So it's looking quite obvious that the answer is 50 pi, right? As four of the users have given the answer as 50 pi. Vasudev said 125 pi. Okay. Alright guys. Let me just share my screen with you guys and let's see whether it is 125 or is it 25 or 50. Let's see. Give me a minute. Okay. First of all, what we need to do, we need to calculate for the shaded region area. For that, we'll calculate the area of this entire circle first, right? So for that, we need to know the radius of this circle, right? So this is going to be, if this is the radius, or this is also the radius, we can say. So if this is 5, this is also going to be 5. So the radius of the bigger circle is going to be 10. The radius of the bigger circle is going to be 10. So what is the complete area? It's going to be pi r square, which is going to be pi 10 square. So that is going to be 100 pi. This is my entire shaded region, entire circle area. Now what I'm going to do, I'll subtract this quadrant out of it, this quadrant, and I'll subtract these semicircles. These two semicircles are there. First, let's solve for the quadrant. Now for quadrant, what is the radius for the quadrant? The quadrant radius of the quadrant is same as the radius of the bigger circle, which is 10. This is the radius of the quadrant, right? So the area for the quadrant is pi r square by 4. So radius is 10 square only. 10 square by 4 is going to be 100 by 4 is 25 pi. This is quadrant. Now let's say about the two semicircles. Now if I see these two semicircles, combining the two semicircles will make a circle only. So this will become pi r square, right? And the radius for these semicircle is 5. So pi r square means pi 5 square is equal to, this will be 25 pi. So this is my total area and I need to subtract these two areas. So 100 pi minus 25 pi minus 25 pi will give your answer as 50 pi. So those who has given the answer as 50 pi, their answer was correct, and their logic, Ali Akbar has given the correct approach and explanation also. Thanks Ali for that. Kaki Revant has given 50 pi. Okay, that's correct. Alright, so I think everyone is done with this problem now. Let's just move to the next question and let's see how many of you can give the correct answer for that. Alright, just give me a minute. I'll be sharing my screen with the new question and let's see how many of you can do that. Alright, Pradeep, your answer is correct. Now we do have this problem from circles in which we need to solve for the value of x, y and w. So I want all of you to participate here and give the correct answer along with the correct approach. I'm waiting for the correct answer along with the correct approach. So let's just see how many of you can do this. Once we are going to have at least 5 to 10 users to give the answer for this one, we'll move to the next question. Yes, Pradeep, your answer is correct. I already had given the correct explanation also. We are having the next question. Here we need to solve for the value of x, y, and w. So I'm just waiting for the participants to join this and give the correct answer along with the correct approach. Let's see how many of you can do this. No one has given the correct answer yet. We need to solve for the value of x, y, and w. Pradeep, yes, your answer was correct. For the previous question, your answer was correct. You just refresh. We are on the next question now. Guys, is there no one to give the correct answer for this? Or should I change this one? Alright, we have Rohit. Rohit said W is 40. Okay. Siddharth said X is equals to 95. Prabhas said X is equal to 90. Y is equal to 50. W is equal to 40. Prabhas, no, your answers are incorrect. For W it is correct. For X and Y is not. Yes. Rohit has given the correct approach, and let me just know what is the value of the Y. What is the value of X? Angle B is 40. Angle B. We can't name it as angle B because there are multiple lines there. Rohan is saying like angle B is 40. Yes, Rohit has given one of the correct approaches, but the thing is, I'm going to give you some different kind of approach. You need not to use, yes. Okay. Prabhas is saying AC is the diameter. No. It's not mentioned that AC is the diameter, and it's quite evident that AC is not a diameter. Y is equal to 45, W is equal to 40. Okay. We have pretty much of users now who has given the correct answers. Okay, let me just share my screen with you guys for those who are not getting the correct answers, and I'll give you some different kind of approach for this. For the first one, let's say for x I'm saying this ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. I can see this, right? Now this 95 is an exterior angle for this cyclic quadrilateral, and we know that exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the interior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral formed by the alternate segments. So x is directly equal to 95 using this property. We got x. Second, let me just erase this one. Second thing, we have this quadrilateral. Now in this quadrilateral, W and 140 are the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary, right? So W plus 140 is going to be 180. W plus 140 is equal to 180. So W is going to be 40. So we have W also. W is also going to be 40. So we are done with X, we are done with W. Now we are looking for Y. Let's see. For Y, what I'm going to do, if I'm going to carefully look here, let's see this CD segment. Y is an angle on CD. Similarly, this is also the angle on a same segment, and we know angles on a same segment are equal. So if this is Y, this is also going to be Y. So I can use the property of the straight angle here, which is going to be W plus Y plus 95 is equal to 180. We already solved for W, which is 40. Substituting the value of W here, I can solve for Y, and my Y is going to be 45 degree. So that's how we are going to solve this problem. So the value of X is 95, Y is 45, and W is 40 degree. So, but Rohan, you are naming it as B. Instead of like saying it as B, you can name it as like DCB or DBC, whatever you want to say. How would I get to know that whether you're talking about W or you are talking about the exterior angle? Right? So that's all for this question. Let's just move to the next question without wasting any further time. Give me a minute. I'll give you the next question. All right. So we do have this problem in which we need to solve for the value of X, and let's just see. I'm going to name this point for you guys. Let's say this is M and this is N. And don't assume that RP or PR is equal to this PM is equal to AP. This much part is only equal. And here also Q1 is equal to QC. This is given to you. You are given with one of the angle which is 100 degree, and you need to solve for the value of X here. Let's see how many of you can solve this. Guys, whomsoever are going to give the answer, I need the correct explanation along with that. Only answers are not going to get entertained. I need the correct explanation. Pradeep, you need to refresh your stream. I think you are just answering the question which we had already solved. We are on the next question right now. You are still answering for the previous one. X is 95, Y is 45, and W is 40. Pradeep, just refresh your stream and we are on the next question right now. Guys, anyone with the correct answer? Yes, X is QRP. So Rohit said 360 minus 100, 260 minus 80 is equal to 180. X is 180. You can see that X is not looking like 180 at all. Guys, still now no one has given the correct answer. Someone saying X plus 100. Why and how? X is not 120. X is not 40. No one is giving the correct answer. Yeah, that's so sad to see. Pradeep, X is not 120. Now Pradeep is saying from 120 to 20, 200. No, 200 is not correct. Pradeep is saying 20. Pradeep, could you please share your explanation for that? We have one more participant said 20. 20. Okay, I got you. Alright guys, so we have two of the users. One is Lala and other is Hiren. 40 is not the right answer. Pradeep has given the correct answer. 20 is the right answer. And let me just share my screen with you guys and we'll discuss that how 20 is going to be the correct answer. Okay. Let's suppose we are given with only this angle, we know that, right? Let me just take this angle as something, let's say A. And I'm going to take this angle as B. Let's suppose this. If I'm going to take triangle BAC, so in triangle BAC, this triangle, this one only, using the angle sum property, can I write A plus B plus 100 is equal to 180? So A plus B is going to be 80, right? I got this. Now see one thing. In this triangle APM, if this is A, this is also going to be A, because this is an isosceles triangle and base angles of isosceles triangle are equal. X is not 80. Similarly, this triangle, two of the sides are equal, so base angles of this triangle are also going to be equal. If this is B, this is also going to be B. Now look at this one. These two angles are the interior angles. Then this is going to be an exterior angle. Exterior angle of a triangle is going to be the sum of two interior angles. So A plus A, this is going to be a 2A. Similarly here, B plus B is going to be, this give me this angle as 2B. Now let's just erase everything what we had solved. Now let's look at this triangle only, PQR triangle, this one. So in this triangle we have these angles 2A, 2B and X. So 2A plus 2B plus X is equal to 180. From this we have A plus B already 80. So taking 2 as common, 2 into A plus B will give me 160. This is 160 plus X plus 180. So my X is going to be 20 degree. Pradeep, don't spam the comment section. Don't just say next question, next question, next question, right? This is one of the method. We do have one another method where we can do the construction. That is an easier one, but I made it without any construction, right? I know if you are done with the question, we'll wait for others to understand this one. Then we'll move to the next question. Yes, Ajay, I already mentioned that this is the one of the method. We do have other methods. I'm going to show only one here. The main thing that everyone is saying like X is not 20. That's why I had shown this approach. Someone said A plus B is equal to 80. Take this triangle only, this triangle. I have taken this as A and this as B. Use the angle sum property. A plus B is going to be 80 Sambal. I had given the explanation already. Using the angle sum property, I have taken this as A, this is B, and this is 100. Now apply angle sum property. You'll get A plus B. Or else, what you can do, you can draw a line segment here and make a triangle. That is also possible. Okay, let's just, we had wasted so much of time on this question. This was a simple question. Let's just move to the next question now, guys. Give me a minute. Guys, you can just refresh your screen. We have a next question right now. So here we need to solve for the value of X. Don't just like try hit and trial method. I need a correct explanation along with the correct answers. And once you guys are going to give the correct answer, we are going to have like a correct answer from 2 to 3 users. Then we'll move to the next question. We'll move to the explanation part first, then we'll move to the next question. So I'm just waiting for a few more participants. Let's see who is going to give the correct answer first for this one. Okay, we have Rohit who says 2x minus 2 is equals to 4. So x is equal to 3. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for the explanation. I don't need the answers only. Pradeep, x is not 4. Ankit, are you asking this from me, like how I am writing? अंकित आप मेरे से पूछ रहे हो या किसी और से पूछ रहे हो? Okay, guys, all of you has given the correct answer. I don't think that there is any need to give the correct explanation for this one. Shall we move to the next one? Is there anyone who need explanation for this one? Or we can directly move to the next. Yes, we have one yes. Okay, Ankit, solution I'm using an OBS software and उसके साथ मेरे पास मतलब एक पेन है, पेन टैबलेट है मेरे पास और पेन टैबलेट की हेल्प से मैं लिख रहा हूँ उसको इजीली. If you have a pen tablet, you don't even need OBS software. You can just go live directly from the YouTube. Pen tablet is must. Okay. All right. So हम next question की तरफ चलते हैं कि देखते हैं कौन करता है. Let's see. This one is clear for everyone. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the next question. We need to solve for the value of x here, which is nothing but angle BCD or angle DCB. So let's see how many of you can do this. प्रदीप ये कल मे बी इवनिंग सेशन में मैंने करवाया होगा. इट कुड बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी. और प्रदीप ये मतलब ये बहुत कॉमन चीज़ है कि मतलब अगर मैंने एक सेशन में ये करवाया सो विल डिस्कस दैट इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन ऑल्सो because every time we don't have the same users in life, right? You are the same user, you are the same participants, but 110 is not the right answer, I think. Guys, 110 कैसे आ रहा है ये भी मुझे बता सकते हो तो that would be better for me to understand your thinking. One hundred ten is not the right answer, guys. प्रदीप कल भी करवाया था लेकिन आंसर तो गलत ही बता रहे हो अभी भी। X72 भी नहीं है। Alright guys, let me just give a brief explanation about the diagram so that you guys can have a better understanding about the diagram. We are given with this angle only, which is 92. One more thing which is given to you, that this line, this AE and this CD, these arrows on these lines are representing that these lines are parallel to each other. Okay. So using that concept, you are going to solve for the value of x, and let's see how many of you can do this. I need the correct explanation along with the correct answer. Rohit has said 180 minus 72. That's okay. 108, Pradeep. Now Pradeep has said 108. Why every time, Pradeep, you gave wrong answers only at the first time? Shlok, 88 is the right. 88 is not the right answer. 108 is the right answer, guys. So let's just move to the explanation part directly because it has been already 3 minutes for this question. We'll move to the explanation part. Let me just give the explanation for this one. Okay, now as this one is 92, pretty much obvious. Opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So if this is 92, this is also going to be, this is not 92, this is going to be 88, because 92 plus 88 is going to be 180. Now as these two lines are marked as parallel, I told you these two lines are parallel, and we know for parallel lines, if there are parallel lines, then the alternate angles are equal. So if this is 88, this is also going to be 88. Now once you got this one as 88, you have multiple approaches after this. What you can do, you can solve for this, and using this you can solve for x. But I personally don't use that because I have the exterior angle now. This 88 plus this 20, 88 plus this 20 would be 108. And 108 is exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral, that would be equal to, directly equal to this angle x. So my x is equal to 88 plus 20 using the exterior angle property of the cyclic quadrilateral, which is going to give me x as 108. Or else you can solve for this angle, which is going to be 72. Using the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral, you will get x as 108. That is also possible. Yes, so this one is the easiest one. We need not to do anything. We need not to go for this angle. We need not to solve for this angle. This angle is enough for you guys. Draw a line parallel to AE. We do have a line parallel to AE passing through B. Okay, but that would be another that is not an easy approach, I would say, because making something like anything from our side, that is going to be always be considered as a difficult one, like because construction part is not be understandable by each one of the participants, so that's why I use this mistake. Okay, all right, let's see. Let's just move to the next question, guys. Are you guys ready for the next question? I'm saying that Rohit, your method would be an easier one, but I am thinking about every one of you. Making construction and choosing construction as an easy approach, that would not be easier for the others also, right? Think about them also. Shall we move to the next one, guys? Or is there any doubt with in this problem? Alright, Siddharth said next करते हैं. ठीक है. Let's just move to the next question. Alright. In this problem, we need to solve for the value of x. And let's see how many of you can do this. Don't assume anything at your own. We are given with two of the chords here which are intersecting. Don't assume that the intersection is the center of the circle. First of all, I'm explaining the diagram only. We are given with the two of the chord. These are the two chords, right? The chords are intersecting at this point, and the angle formed at the intersection is x. We need to solve for this angle. One thing which is given, this BC is a chord and this is the tangent. Angle between chord and the tangent is given to you as 40 degree, and angle measure of this arc AD is also given as 40 degree. You need to solve for the value of x. We have multiple approach for this problem also, and let's see how many of you can do this. Arc measure of AD is 40 on the center of the circle. Then yes, that's what it means. Arc measure, let's see, if I have a circle, this is the center, and this, I said this is the arc measure, this is the angle measure of an arc which is 40 degree, which means that the angle subtended by this arc at the center is going to be 40. Okay, so one on the same thing. Angle measure of an arc is same as the angle subtended by the arc at the center. Ajay, 40, if your answer is 40, I need an explanation also why you are saying it as 40. Ajay has given the answer as 40 degree. He might be using the vertically opposite angle property, but as I already mentioned that intersection is not at the centers. If it is going to be vertical opposite angle and the concept is that going to be that easy, I have not asked this question then. What happened, guys? No one has given the answer till now. We have Rohit, Rohan, Siddharth, Ajay, Pradeep. What happened? I'm just waiting for your answers. Okay. What is the angle measure of an arc? This 40. This 40 is angle measure of arc AD, which means if there would be a center, then the angle subtended at the center would be 40 degree. That's what it means. Guys, we are going to have one more question after this. Just do this. I'm just waiting for at least one of the users to give the correct answer, or else I'm going to explain it directly then. Let me just, guys, make it clear that 40 is not the right answer. If you are thinking it up as 40 degree, then 40 is not the correct answer. You need to check your logic. You need to rethink about this. Alright, guys, I'll be explaining. It shouldn't matter whether it is in the center or not. What? Yeah, intersection you are saying, Jeban? It would matter for sure, because if, let me just explain this one. If this would on center, then this angle would be 40 degree for sure. If this is going to be 40, then x is directly going to be 40. But here, this point is not center. 80 is not the correct answer, guys. Let's just look at this problem, because this one is an interesting one, and this is not the first time that I'm going to discuss this problem. We have discussed this before also in one of my live sessions. So let's see. I'll give you two approaches. First one is very simple and understandable by each one of you maybe. We know that CD is one of the chord, this CD. But as we can see that CD is perpendicular to the tangent, that means that CD must be passing through the center, correct? Or it means that CD is the diameter of the circle, right, Pradeep? So if CD is the diameter, then this much part is the semicircle part, and this one is another semicircular half, correct? Now for semicircle, we know the angle subtended by semicircle is going to be 180. If this part is also going to be 180, this much part is also going to be 180. So this AD is 40. So the remaining this much part is going to be 140. Right? We got this as 140. Now if this is 140, this is the angle subtended by an arc at the center. I told you this would beast vibe 50 is not the right answer. Don't spam the comment section. I'm explaining right now, don't comment, because I'm not looking there right now. If this is 140, then the angle subtended by this arc at the circumference, this is going to be 70, because this is going to be half of 140. So we have this now. This is 70. Here we can see this is 90. This much is 40. We can solve for this. This is 50. Now take this triangle. X plus 70 plus 50 is going to give you the angle sum property. Using the angle sum property, the X is going to be 60 degree. This is one of the approach, using the basic things which has been taught you to you guys in grade 9 or 10. Now there is another approach. Listen to that approach carefully. I told you guys that this is a chord and this is a tangent. So the angle between chord and tangent is given to you as 40 degree. Then there is a theorem that the angle subtended by the intercepted arc by a tangent chord, which means the angle subtended by this arc is going to be double of the angle between the chord and the tangent. So this BC is going to be double of this 40. So this is going to be 2 into 40. Measure arc of BC is 80. So we do have angle measure of AD arc. We do have angle measure for the BC arc. So there is a theorem which says if there is a circle and the circle has two intersecting chords inside the circle, then the angle formed at the intersection is equal to half of the sum of the intercepted arcs. So intercepted arc is, here it is one side it is 40, another side it is 80. So X is directly equal to half of sum of 40 and 80, which is nothing but 40 plus 80 is 120. 120, half of 120 is going to give you 60. So this is intercepted arc theorem of the circles. I hope that is clear to all of you guys. 60 is the right answer using any of the method. Yes. I hope you got that, Joy. So guys, 60 is the correct answer. Pradeep, there is a theorem, वही वाली theorem है जो angle subtended by an arc at the center, वही वाली is double the angle subtended by the same arc at the circumference. तो ये टेंजेंट कोड थ्योरम जो होती है, टेंजेंट कोड थ्योरम का ये रूल है कि ये इंटरसेप्टेड आर्क का जो एंगल होगा वो डबल होता है, इट्स डबल द एंगल सबटेंडेड बाय टेंजेंट एंड कोड. ये थ्योरम है. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी BC इज गोइंग टू बी 2 टाइम्स. वही थ्योरम मान लो ना कि ये वाली थ्योरम जो हमारे पास होती कि अगर सर्कमफ्रेंस पे एंगल जो बन रहा है वो है तो आर्क का एंगल क्या होगा, डबल होगा इसका. तो बस ये एक तरह से सर्कमफ्रेंस पे एंगल बन रहा है और ये आर्क है तो उसको डबल कर दो बस. Alright, Rohit said enjoyed this question. Alright, thanks for that. Okay, let's just move to the last question for today's session, and just give me a minute. I'm going to change the screen. Let me just select the question for you guys. Okay, so this one is the last question, not this one. This one is already discussed. We have discussed this question. You can refresh your screen. We do have another question from the circles. Yes. So in this question, we need to solve for the value of B. Now B is nothing but angle QCD. Let's see how many of you can do this. We have Rakesh. Rakesh has 58. Rakesh, could you please share your logic and explanation along with your answer? Uh, Rakesh said 80 minus 90. Rakesh, I mentioned this earlier that don't assume anything at your own. I haven't mentioned that angle B is 90 or any of the angle here is not 90 or right angle. I haven't mentioned that. Pradeep has given the answer as 54, but Pradeep, you need to share your logic. What is your logic behind that? Okay, Rohit has said 54 is the correct answer. Okay, Rohit, could you share your approach? Like what you have solved first? PBC is 94. How PBC is 94? Like how you have calculated PBC? Because that is not going to get understandable by everyone. Yes, Pradeep, your answer is correct. I found PBC assuming ABC is Y. So CDQ is 180 minus Y. Okay, I got your concept. Okay. Alright guys, let's just move, not move to the next question. I'll be explaining this because few of you have not got the correct answer. Okay, let's see how I solve this personally question. Like if this is B, this is 40. This angle is going to be an exterior angle for this triangle, which is going to be B plus 40, right? Similarly, if this is B, let me just erase this. This is B, exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral. So this is also going to be B, right? Angle formed by the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral is same as the angle formed by the alternate segment, right? So this is B plus 40 directly. We can take this entire triangle ADP, directly apply B plus 40 plus 32. So in one go, you can get the answer directly. Okay. Ajay, yes, 54 is right. We need not to assume anything. We got it everything in one go. Solving this will give you B as 54 directly. Is this approach is like understood by everyone? Yes, Rohit, I know that. That's why I was asking like why you are solving for 94 and all. So if we know, we are aware about the theorems and all, then we can use that, right? So B is 54, that's all. So this was the last question for today's session. We are going to have the next session today only, maybe in the evening. I hope to see you guys there, and till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a good day. Or if there is any doubt in any of the questions that we have discussed today, you can ask, or else I am about to leave. Ajay says, see you all in the evening. Yes, Ajay. Okay. Pradeep says, algebra ka question below. Okay. All right. What kind of algebra? In which grade you are, Pradeep? What's your age or what you are doing right now? Pradeep, are you there? Graduate levels. Okay, but my audience is not like at the graduate levels. My audience varies from grade 7 to maybe they are retired. So I have to keep that in mind. So I have to bring the question accordingly for each one of them so that everyone can feel that this channel is good for them. So that's why I can't bring the question from the calculus or integration, derivations and all. We can't have those sessions here, especially for the live sessions. or else there would be very few participants left in the chat, and I don't want that. Okay, so you want NDA, SSC, okay, CDS. Okay, I can bring those questions, quantitative aptitude and all. We can discuss those for sure. These kind of questions has been asked also in the competitive exams, where we need to solve for the variables. Trigonometry and geometry is important. I'll make sure that I'll try to bring algebra questions also. All right. Okay then, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye. Take care. See you in the next one.